Welcome back to Humans in 5.
Do you know what day it is? For those of us who grew up with some Dutch traditions, December 5th to 6th is the time of year where many celebrate the feast day for Sinterklaas, or St. Nicholas. While St. Nicholas and Sinterklaas traditions have informed the North American tradition of Santa Claus, this holiday is a little bit different in the Netherlands and in the territories of the Old Dutch Empire, such as Aruba, where I have some roots.
On St. Nicholas Eve, families may exchange gifts and children receive packages from Sinterklaas. Not unlike Christmas, gifts are disguised and may be hidden in different parts of the house. As children age and realize the secret of Sinterklaas, these events may fade.
That being said, there's a series of events that occur before the festivities on St. Nicholas Eve. Sinterklaas traditionally arrives in the Netherlands on a boat from Spain around mid-November. This year, his date of arrival was November 17th. In the window between Sinterklaas's arrival and December 5th, he may visit children in different places, such as at school. And if children are good and leave their shoes out in front of a fireplace or the radiator, Sinterklaas may reward them with treats in their shoes, such as chocolate and cookies.
Now, so far, we've left out one element of these festivities that has come under huge debate in the Netherlands in recent years. Sinterklaas does not travel alone. He has a helper named Zwarte Piet, or Black Pete, who helps him out. Black Pete once kidnapped naughty children, but his role in most modern events is to help Sinterklaas distribute gifts to young children.
The depiction of Black Pete has come under fire. He's depicted as wearing Moorish clothes, is typically portrayed by a white person with their face painted black, with a curly-haired wig and big lips painted red. Originally, Black Pete was said to be a Moor from Spain, but in later years, children, such as myself, learned that his appearance was attributed to getting covered in soot from going down chimneys to deliver presents to children.
If we look at a Black Pete image, this looks a lot like racist minstrel shows and tropes that were prevalent in the early 20th century. Eyebrows are also raised about such an exaggerated character working as a servant in a country with a history of slavery.
Many campaigners, including the UN, have asked the Dutch government and other organizations to revise or replace this imagery. For example, some municipalities instead have Black Pete celebrants put soot lines on their face to represent chimney deliveries rather than full black face.
But based on a recent poll, 59% of Dutch people do not want to see this tradition change. People see it as part of their heritage and want to maintain the fun they may have experienced during their childhood. That being said, protests are staged year on year with both pro and anti-Pete protesters fighting to be heard.
Pro-Pete protesters fight for the perpetuation of their culture in a changing world. Anti-Pete protesters note that the perpetuation of the tradition is a racist hearkening back to a time we should no longer celebrate. A recent report noted that children of color are subjected to a greater number of racial slurs at this time of year, which is problematic during a celebration that is ostensibly for all children to enjoy.
These consistent protests and debates have actually shifted perspectives over the past few years. For example, in 2011, only 7% of Dutch people surveyed thought the tradition may need to change. A more recent survey bumps this number up to 26%. Major cities and the national public broadcaster have agreed to remove the blackface depiction. However, this trend is by no means universal, as many continue to defend the practice.
Overall, this one case study reminds us that many traditions are coming under the microscope. This is one example, but many other countries and contexts have celebrations that have not translated well to a modern, inclusive, diverse context. These events and depictions may stay alive because it's tradition, but this time of year is a good reminder that we can't always take the celebrations of the past for granted.
Whether you celebrate St. Nicholas Eve or not, we encourage you to take a look at some of your traditions. And we'll see you next time on Humans in 5.
And don't forget to subscribe!